Today I will speak about meditation. We have seen many people coming from different meditation traditions, and they come with many doubts sometimes. Not only doubts, sometimes they criticize the traditions as well. Related to this, I will speak today. During the time of the Buddha, there was a monk who was struggling with the lustful thoughts, and he approached to Most Venerable Sariputta Bhanteji. Sariputta Bhanteji was aware about these thoughts regarding this young novice, young monk. And then Venerable Sariputta Bhanteji was second to the Buddha. He was second to the Buddha in wisdom. Then Venerable Sariputta Bhanteji taught him meditation on repulsiveness, ugliness of the body. So this is a type of meditation for the monks and for the meditators, whoever feels that he need meditation, this type of meditation to overcome lustful thought. Then the teacher suggests, under his guidance, they suggest this meditation. So when this monk got instructions from Venerable Sariputta Bhanteji instructed him about this Asubha meditation, repulsive meditation. And taking this subject, he went some peaceful place and he started meditation. But he should see his own body, but he could not direct his mind, and he started to opposite gender. Then his lustful thoughts even increased more. At that time, Lord Buddha became aware, and then Lord Buddha again instructed him and gave another subject of meditation. And he said, you go nearby a pond, a lake, and see that there is a lotus flower. You just observe it, you see it, you look over it. This young monk went to the pond and he was gauging that lotus flower for some time. And he could see changefulness in that lotus flower. He could see that it is impermanent. At that time, he was freed from lust. Not only lust, he became an enlightened being. So why I said this? Because sometimes one meditation technique may not be suitable for you, but it doesn't mean that it is wrong. In many places Buddha said Asubha meditation, meditation on repulsive is a very helpful meditation. It can even conduce for the enlightenment. And there are many people who did meditation on repulsive and still doing on repulsive. And in fact, the Buddha said, this meditation on repulsive is further boils down to the four great elements, that is, earth element, wind element, fire element, and water element. With these four elements, this body has made up. And for a meditator, knowing these four elements are very important to know this. Relying on these four elements, one can see that body is impermanent. Normally, we cannot see the body is impermanent because we think that we remain same. What was at yesterday I was same, today also I am same. This is the thought that we carry all the time. But when our mind becomes calm, then we can see, in fact, the very solid part in this body is bones, our bones. We have many bones in the body. Once the mind becomes calm and concentrated, then it automatically sees that the very strong things in this body are arising and passing away. He can see a simple, many kind of dots or bubbles. All the bones, the very solid materiality in the body changed into boils, into bubbles. The whole body boils down to the bubbles only. And then one can accept, one can see that this body is impermanent. And one can separate them also, like Buddha taught this meditation to Rahula Bhante. Rahula was his own son when he was Prince Siddhartha. He said to do meditation on this repulsive. And then this, what you call teeth, skin, bones, all this comes under earth element. And saliva, blood, fat, all these things comes under water element. Gas and pressure, we can feel the pressure and gas, this comes under wind element. And heat and cold, like in digesting system we have heat. Right now we can feel the heat in abdomen. We have this heat. And when we focus on the heat, we can feel heat in entire body. So all these things are come under Asubha, and again they sum up in great four elements. That is why we can see here, according to this novice, he was not novice, I think he was a monk who was suffering from lustful thought, and after getting instructions from the Sariputta Bhanteji, his thoughts in fact increased more and more. Then Buddha gave him a method on anicca, then he transformed, he became an enlightened being. So here we can see the difference. Sometimes one meditation may not be suitable for you. It doesn't mean that that meditation is wrong, but it is not suitable for me. So there are many things regarding this, like if you are coming from a tradition where you see all the time repulsive, or all the time mind, or all the time feelings, or all the time you are watching on breath, and you have reached at a certain level where you have not read or you have not heard about that, and you wanted to know what is this level. In searching, in conforming, regarding conforming, you are visiting different traditions to confirm that at what level I have come. So when you reach to different tradition, different teachers, and you are asking about your own experience to them, you are asking that at what level I have reached, please tell me. They cannot tell you. Because in some cases, yes, they can tell. In some cases, they cannot tell you. Then again, it doesn't mean that they are not meditator teachers. They are not good meditator teachers. Regarding to this, I would like to say one more example during the time of the Buddha. There was a monk who wanted to know at what stage the vision get purified. Vision, you can say vipassana. At what stage vipassana get purified? He went to a certain Arahant monk, and that Arahant said, when you see 4 great elements, they are arising and passing away, then the vision get purified at that time. So he was not satisfied with this answer. He said, only this much, only you have said only briefly. So he was not satisfied with the brief answer. And then again he reached to another monk who was again an enlightened being, an Arahanta. He asked this same question to him. At what level dasana, vision get purified? He said, well, when you see the 6 sense bases, they are arising and passing away, that time the dasana, the wisdom or the vipassana get purified. Again he was not satisfied with this answer. Again he reached to a certain Arahant monk. Again he asked same question. He said, at what level vipassana get purified? Dasana get purified. Then he said, seeing arising and passing away of contact, sense contact. At that moment, at that time, dasana get purified, or you can say vipassana get purified. He was not agree with any one of this Arahant monk. Like this, he went some 6 to 7 months, and all of them were fully enlightened Arahant monks. Finally, he approached to the Buddha, and same question he asked to the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, well, whatever you got answers from different Arahantas, from different monks, they all were, they are Arahanta, they realized Nibbana in their particular way. Like the very first who gave answer regarding elements, that he practiced meditation through 4 great elements. His vipassana or his dasana gate purified through 4 elements and making it base, meditation base. He get enlightenment, they become enlightened beings. Likewise, all the monks were enlightened and they get purified their vipassana through their individual, through the particular technique. Then the Buddha explained him in this way. He gave a simile to that monk. Here also we can see what we wanted to know according to our experience, or when you wanted to know at what level you have reached, or what is the name of that level. You may not get exactly from each meditators. You will get different answers, because what you are asking, they have experience in their particular meditation technique. Their experience may be different, but the basic experience may be similar, like less greed, less hatred, or no greed, no hatred, no delusion. These things can be similar in all the meditations. But still, the Dhamma is a khet, it's a great domain, great field where many things grow. There are many different things, many different experiences happen in meditation. It is not necessary that what you experience, everyone must experience. It cannot happen. According to our own paramis, according to our own maturity of faculties, we come to experience differently. That is why we should not criticize one tradition, because we are not expert in all traditions. Something in the Dhamma is very unexplored by people. And there are many things which is not in the books. There are something, not many things, there are some things which is not in the book, but those things are in the experience of meditators. And there are meditators who experience something very different from others, and there are meditators who experience similar. Like when you do a particular technique, you will have almost same experience like vipassana jnanas. You will have, if you are doing vipassana meditation in a certain in a tradition, like you can say you are doing observing Chittanupasana, then you will have mostly same experience. If you are doing Vedananupasana under a teacher, then you will have almost same experiences. But again, it's depend on the maturity of faculties that you are having. Even though you are doing meditation in same tradition, you may have different experience. And when you share your experience with your friend, he may not explain. Or sometime, like the teachers who are guiding you, they may not give answer, or they may not tell you what exactly is happening with you, what you are telling or what you are experiencing. They may not tell you sometime, because it's depend on our faculties. If we have very strong wisdom faculty, then one can see one can see things very deeply, in a very depth way. He can explore this body and mind are impermanent, and this very impermanent is dukkha. This dukkha itself is non-self. In a very great range one can see. Some people can see these things inside themselves, and those who have very strong faculty of samadhi indriya, if their samadhi indriya is matured enough, then they can also see same thing, whatever they are experiencing inside themselves, they can also see in others also. But not everyone can see that. Like as Buddha said in one of the sutta, when you know your mind, you should also know others' mind. So it is like impossible. How one can know others' mind? One cannot know. But still there are chances, like when we have very strong samadhi, then we can know our, of course, if we don't have very strong like jhanic level samadhi, we are still able to know our own mind, but we are not able to know others' mind. To know others' mind, we should have some extra level of samadhi, and that extra level of samadhi comes from cultivating jhanas. So when we do this jhanas, then again the faculty of samadhi is very strong, and by the power of this samadhi one can know his own mind and also one other's mind also. Not only the mind, but arising and passing of others' mind also. So that ability one get. So now, when you coming from a certain tradition where you do only knowing your own mind, arising and passing away of your own mind and your own feelings, you may not be able to know others' mind, others' feeling. But the another person who is coming from another tradition where he developed great samadhi, like very powerful samadhi, he can know his own mind as well as others' mind. So this is the hidden treasures. These are the hidden treasures in the Dhamma. When we develop ourselves in a certain tradition, we experience like that. If we develop faculties, then our experience will be different, some different. There will be, you can see some difference in the meditation. But again, you cannot criticize that in so and so tradition one can see one's mind and others' mind. In these traditions, this and that teacher teaches only knowing one's own mind, arising and passing away one's own mind. It is not correct. If you can do that, good. If you cannot do that, it's also okay. Because all evil, all unwholesome action we perform through our own mind, and all good actions we perform through our own mind. It is not necessary to know others' mind. If you develop samadhi, strong samadhi, you can know, it is good. If you cannot know, no problem. In Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha didn't say that you should know others' mind. In other sutta, yes, Buddha said that. But when Buddha said this, it is according to the nature of other person who is coming in front of the Buddha. Because he was very skillful teacher. He can see the temperament of an individual person. Accordingly, he could give the perfect subject of meditation. Like in our previous, we haven't practiced jhanas, or we have never tried jhanas. Buddha may not give us such difficult subject. If we have been practicing anicca, like seeing anicca, dukkha, anatta all the time, and still we are not yet enlightened being, and when we reach to the Buddha, then again Buddha may give a perfect subject on anicca. Doing that, we may become enlightened being. So it is very important in meditation, when you're coming from different tradition and you wanted to know about your experience, then you must know about these things. You must know about the faculties. Depending on faculties, we may have different experience. Even though we are practicing in the same technique, but still there are chances to have some different experiences. So instead of criticizing other tradition, we should explore more about Buddha's teaching. That is why Lord Buddha said we should also study, must study about the methods, about the techniques. We must know the teachings of the Buddha, the basic teachings, or you can say fundamental teaching regarding meditations. We must know. And not only the meditations, sometimes people do meditation a lot, but they don't know the supportive conditions. We need supportive conditions for the meditation. That is indriyas, five faculties, 5 powers. We need that. And how to develop those 5 faculties, we should know that. So it is very important to listen Dhamma talk, to read suttas, to read Buddha's teaching. When you are a meditator, you should do that. If you are not regular meditator, not doing all the time, but you are doing for the peacefulness, then it is okay. You don't have to know thoroughly the teachings of the Buddha. But you are regular meditator and you wanted to be an enlightened being, and you wanted to experience vipassana jnanas or higher level of samadhis, then one must know teaching, Buddha's teaching correctly. Otherwise it is like living with the cobra. You are holding from somewhere, then you will be bitten by the snake. So this should be known very clearly. So bitten by the snake means you may present Buddha's teaching in a wrong way. Like, as I said regarding knowing mind, one's own mind and others' mind. You are coming from a certain tradition where you did this practice and you know your own mind as well as other mind. But again, you are criticizing that other tradition. Oh, you only contemplate your own mind. You are only aware regarding your own mind. You can see your own mind as arising and passing away, or impermanent, or dukkha, or non-self. But you should know other mind also. What you are doing now, it is not right practice. Then it is